There we go. That one absolutely throttled it. Oh, it's a big one. Oh. Let's see if we can get him. Oh. Woo. There we are. That's a chatterbait fish right there. Look at that pre-spawn chunk. That is why you got to kind of keep grinding away at them. See if we can get this black and blue chatterbait. This is that jackhammer out of his mouth. All right, now that you've seen everything, my setup, rod, reel, and chatterbait I like to use, we're gonna put it to work here. We're out on a grass flat. We got some stained water. It's actually pretty dirty, so we're going with a black and blue. We're starting off with that new Chatterbait Elite Evo, and we're gonna just kind of work this along through here. I'm gonna target the outside grass edges here where it's a little more sporadic, and see if we can't find some pre-spawners that are in the area. So what I'm doing is making those long casts, kind of just trying to pay attention to where I can just barely see the grass growing underneath. So the area that we have right now, there's some real thin stuff, sporadic just like this. There's stuff, vegetation growing underneath the water. And then there's some really thick patches that you can actually start to see with your naked eye that are scattered throughout this whole flat. So there's three little differences. We gotta figure out which one they wanna be on. Do they wanna be on the sparse grass? Do they wanna be out in the middles of the really short, or do they wanna be in that thick stuff? So we're gonna just kind of work our way around, fish it around, make those long casts, and see what happens here. Right now, I'm gonna start targeting these little kind of sporadic heads that I can see. It's all milfoil. It's grass that'll overwinter, it doesn't die. And I'm making these short little casts. That's why I'm using my favorite hex here. We're using this graphite rod where I gotta make this little exact cast where I want it to be. I'm trying to put it on either side, an edge, a point, anything that kind of stands out to you where you think those fish should be living. They like to use those all as ambush points. So we're just gonna keep going, and then as the tide keeps coming up here, I'm not gonna be able to see all of the grass at that point, and I can either, one, use my Lowrance electronics. I got forward and scout mode here with my active target, so I'll be able to actually see some of that stuff underwater anyway. Or what I'll do most of the time is I'll pick up my other chatterbait rod, that favorite rod. It's a fat glass phantom cranking. It's a 741 and it's a medium heavy action, but that's that glass that we were talking about before that will let me get out here. I'll just make some long casts with the wind, work it. When I hit the grass, I'll make sure I rip it out of there a little bit. But it's not those exact casts. So that's what's gonna let those fish really get that bite, and they will get that bait a little bit deeper in them, and I won't lose hardly ever a fish on that rod. It's a great setup. Highly recommend checking them out. So we're gonna just kind of keep buzzing along. When I get to an area that's got some of that grass where it comes to a point there, that's where I'm giving it that little twitch. Just enough to make that bait, instead of riding just straight line, I want it to kick out to the side a little bit. Just kind of keep it working there. I hit some grass, so as I was going, I'm reeling, I feel that grass start to bog up on it. Give it a little twitch, give it a twitch again. You want to make sure you have vibration of your chatterbait the entire time. That's the most important thing. And that's really one of the reasons that the Jackhammer and this new Evo Elite get bit so well, is that as soon as it hits the water, that bait is vibrating instantly.